let's jump into it, y'all. I have, me personally, 3 focuses for 2023. And for a lot of you, this will resonate. A lot of you, you need to have the same focus that I have for 2023. And it's going to make sense, hopefully, but you have to lock in, okay? Do me a favor in the chat. What were your focuses for this year? For 2022? What were the focuses? What were they? Did we have some? Now, if you didn't have any, or like like a big focus, if you didn't have any, just say I didn't have any. But if you did have some, like let me know what they were. And if you did have a focus, let me know if you actually stayed focused on them past like February or March. What was the focus 2022, y'all? Let's see it. What we got in this chat over here? See what we got in this young chat. Discipline, hiring people. Yup. Making more money, increasing my presence. Okay, J Dub, did you do that, my guy? Did you do that? Hopefully. My focus was to gain 10 more clients per week in my business and signing up for my course. Okay, getting my real estate license. Did it. Congratulations. Manage my schedule, some events. Done. Okay. Apply what you're learning. Execution. Okay. Finding customers. All right. Building a social media presence. All right. Now, whatever you are going to focus on next year, I want you to include what I'm going to talk about. It's going to be very, very valuable. And plus, and I hate to be the person buying into the whole recession thing, but it is my belief that it is real. I talked to a bunch of really, really successful people, and I'm not talking about like just your people who are like making a bunch of money who don't know anything about economics. Now, I don't necessarily know a whole lot about economics, but like when you talk to somebody like Patrick Bet David, I want to throw that out there. I was kicking it with my man yesterday. I call him PBD. You know what I mean? It's just my little thing. That's my guy. You know what I mean? It really is our first time meeting, but he knows some stuff about some stuff. And there are some people that know some stuff about some stuff, and they see what's happening not on the Atlanta or New York or Houston entrepreneurial course selling scene. There are some people that know some stuff about some stuff. If you really start looking at the big hedge funds and the moves that they're making, or what Warren Buffett is doing, like just like holding his cash, it wasn't a whole lot of investment over the last year or so from Warren Buffett. Again, I am not an economist, but I'm watching what's happening. You're seeing all the layoffs. You see the transitions with crypto. Like there are some things that are happening that were planned last year that are showing up this year because some people know some stuff. Now, again, I'm not buying into the fear that everything's gonna like your whole life is going to be terrible. So go into a hole and hide for the recession. But I do believe that some things are going to be very, very important. What I'm finding now is a lot of big business people who are traditionally like big business people. Have you noticed that they're leaning into becoming an influencer or someone who just creates a whole bunch of content or teaching? They're building their presence, building the brand, not on social media, but on the internet, period. Have y'all noticed that? I'm starting to notice that stuff. Like when would the CEO of like the biggest car company in the world, I don't know if it's the biggest car company. I mean, I got a Tesla, I like it. But when did these type of people start getting on social media and becoming so popular and so active and so visual? When did that happen? Look, our first social media president, Donald Trump, went crazy on social media. And it's showing that becoming a brand, I believe, me personally, I believe Elon, look what happened with Elon Musk. He bought Twitter. Why would he buy Twitter? Because he wants to make more money? Do you think? Do you think Elon bought Twitter so that he can make more money? I don't think so. It's power. It's a power play. The bigger your brand becomes, the more power you have. It's just it is the facts. Like it's not nothing I can fight with. I'm just saying. If you want to be you used to, if you wanted to become a superstar in music, you used to have to make really, really good music. that is no longer the strategy. You got to be involved in the antics. Look at, I'm just saying, it's just like, look what's happening, okay? Content creators, Sean Cannell said this. He said, studies show that kids now want to be content creators and not astronauts. It's a real thing. I'm talking to my daughter. She's like, yo, I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be a blogger. I want to be a TikToker. How do you become a TikToker? Everybody's on TikTok. Is everyone a TikToker? No. It's actually like a career field. It's a career choice. Okay. There's three things that we as a collective, as the Morning Meetup family, need to focus on. Well, this is what I'm focused on, okay? And some people relate to it. Take what you want, spit out the rest. This is just where I'm at, and I think a lot of you should take it to heart. 3 focuses. 1, this isn't one of the focuses. This isn't one of the 3, but I think this needs to be a focus. A focus for you needs to be focus for you. Okay? A focus for you needs to be focus for you. Look at this year, 2022. Were you all over the place? Tell the truth. Don't lie. Did you start out doing some stuff and then you switch to something else and now you're on something totally different? Focus needs to be a focus for you. And focus goes layers deep, right? I might be focused on building my social media, right? To build my social media, I need to focus on producing 2 to 3 pieces of content every day. Well, under that layer needs to be a focus of this is the topic, the type of stuff that I'm going to talk about. So on that layer, that might have changed a lot. You started talking about all kind of stuff. Now you can still rightfully say I was focused on building my social media, but that bottom layer of staying on topic, you failed. Or we were focused on growing social media, but we didn't focus on pushing 2 to 3 pieces of content on a particular platform every single day, but we were focused on just making sure all of our platforms have something on there, meaning you failed on that level. But we can rightfully say at the end of the year, oh, I was focused on growing my following. Now, a focus isn't where your mind is. The focus is where your hands are, meaning the activity that you're doing. That's focus. Focus isn't, oh, this is my focus. I'm thinking of it on some mental telepathy, like envision on my vision board, affirmations all over my car and in my office. This is my focus. That is not focus. Those are words on a sheet of paper or words on a wall or words coming out of your mouth. We can tell what your focus is based on activity. You know what? I'm taking this thing so seriously. There are, how many people have a link tree? How many people have a link tree in your bio? I got a link tree. Okay, good. So you all have a link tree in your bio. And sometimes I look at your link tree and I can see where your focus lies. What is a link tree? Link tree, or something similar, it's a link in your bio for social media that when you click it, it opens up your offers. I'm not saying anything's wrong with a link tree, or I'm not saying that anything's wrong with having a link to click to show all your offers. But I want to start living by what I'm teaching. So for the last month or so, my bio, somebody tell me what's in my bio real quick. Go to my bio on Instagram and tell me what's in my bio. I don't know. What's in my bio? I had a link tree for years. What's in my bio? Now you're just guessing, Kat. You know what my link? You know what the link in my bio is? themorningmeetup.com. Now, this is me showing me that I have a focus. I used to have a link tree, And then have the morning meetup, subscribe to the podcast, buy this course. You can buy my ebook, subscribe to my YouTube. This is what I got going on now. Every now and again, if I have an event, I will change the link to that particular event. But I am doing my very best to stick to my guns and not do a link tree all of 2023. I want to focus. Focus. Again, listen, guys, I'm not telling y'all to take that out because that's probably going to be an amazing strategy for some people. Let me tell you about my journey. Okay? themorningmeetup.com. I have a focus. There's a focus that I have. Okay, so some of your focus needs to be focused this year, like studying focus and learning a lot about yourself about focus, because I understand that I'm still not focused. I'm more focused. I have more of the ability to focus this year than I did last year, but I'm still not a focused person. That makes sense? I can easily be taken off track. Not as easily as last year, definitely not as easy as 2 years ago. Definitely not as easy as when I first started the morning meetup or my podcast, but I'm better. Okay. So here's the 3 focuses for this year. Okay. We ready? Here's the 3 focuses for this year. 1 is content. I'm focused on content. 2 is community. And 3 is conversion. These are my focuses for this year, 2023. And I hope they're your focuses as well. Now, how do you focus on 3 things? I don't know, but these are like my 3 things that I'm looking at: content, community, and conversion. It all makes sense to me because content is what drives all buying habits online. Like, people don't wake up in the morning and say, hey, you know what? I think I want to buy something today. I'm going to buy what I'm thinking of in my head. And then they just go buy one. They go see reviews about it, which is content. They go see like who else posts about it, which is content. A lot of times we don't decide to buy something until we see the content that someone created around it. You didn't wake up in the morning and say, hey, I want to buy a trucking course today. You probably saw some content. You probably saw some testimonials from my brother Alex. You probably seen him talking about trucks. You probably seen him posting like articles about where the trucks are going and things of that nature, like the whole industry. You said, you know what? I think I want to buy a course. This is something I can get into. It's just one of those things. You did not wake up in the morning and say, hey, you know what? I want to join a community with hundreds of people that meet every day. You did not wake up in the morning and think of that. You saw some content. Or you're seeing, I actually went live today, guys, so you guys can, I'm trying to convert y'all to join the morning meetup. Just my focus. Go to themorningmeetup.com or click the link in my bio. You didn't wake up this morning and say, I need to be connected with a whole bunch of people that meet every single day in different cities. And you didn't say that. You saw some content around the morning meetup and you decided to join. Someone shared something that maybe someone else posted, and you started looking deeper into it and you decided to buy. We got to focus on creating the content, then creating community, and then conversion. So let's go into content real quick. Let's go into content. Messages are pushed only through creation of what we call content today, right? That's how messages are pushed, through content. I don't think content was as popular a word 10 years ago. But now this is how messages are pushed online. This is how narratives are created through content, okay? In regard to your niche product or service, you have to teach people what it is, teach people how it works, and why it's needed. Teach people. So we have to decide what our niche or our product or service is. Like, whatever you're looking to sell, I don't suggest creating content for content's sake. I suggest it being targeted. And you might say, well, Dave, I'm not a product or a service, but I'm a comedian. Well, you still need to teach people what comedy is. You need to teach them how comedy works and why it's needed. Not just the comedy, not just doing it, right? So let's say, for instance, I'm a comedian. I don't have a product or a service, but we need to know what the end result is. everything you're creating content for is a business model. Either you want to get booked for something, you don't want to create content or comedy content for comedy content's sake. You want to get booked for something, which means we got to put out a whole bunch of stuff teaching people who you are, how you operate, and why you're needed. Because if you create enough content, then your end goal, your product or service that you're selling, which is you, which is your service of comedy, they will buy it because you're creating more content. You're teaching them who you are, what you do, how you operate, and why you're needed. So we have to create the content with something in mind. So my product or service, let's say, is the morning meetup. So I got to lean more into creating more content for entrepreneurs. Not just super produced content. I need to just get on my phone and just start creating content because I don't create enough of that. I like regular, pull out my phone, create content. Most of the content that I create are clips from my social media. By the way, clips from my YouTube. By the way, we drop something on YouTube every single day, and we drop something on my podcast every single day. And I just brought on another editor that's going to upload 2 shorts on YouTube every day. I'm serious. I'm serious. In addition to all the stuff that we're doing right now, I didn't even tell my editor, my guy who posts stuff on YouTube and my podcast now that I'm bringing somebody else on. It's going to post 2 times every single day. I didn't even tell him because I still want him to do what he's doing. So it'll be 3 pieces of content every single day on YouTube. You are not going to get away from me. Focused on it. You know what's really, really cool about this though? The more content I create around my topic, product, or service, the more I understand about my topic, product, or service. The reason you can't have like real in-depth conversations about your product or service is because you're not creating enough content, because now you got to go learn some stuff. And even in your experiences throughout the day, if you talk about your experiences around your product, service, topic, or whatever, they're not easily forgotten. I can't wait to talk about my yesterday. It's too fresh, mad, weird stuff happened. I had to control my emotions. I was very, very upset. And I couldn't talk about why I was upset for hours because I got an opportunity to control my emotions, because I know if I say something while I'm upset, it's going to come off wrong. It's going to come off harsh. So I waited hours to voice why I was so upset. And then it came out real smooth. It came out really, really smooth. So a piece of content that I'll be able to create is don't talk about the thing that you're angry, especially if it's a person. Don't talk about it while you're upset. It's going to come off wrong, especially if it's somebody that works for you or somebody close to you or someone you love. Content around entrepreneurship. I'm just saying I had an experience that I want to share, and I just have to start sharing more stuff. That's it. You should know more about a particular subject than anyone else, or at least the general population. You should know more about your subject or topic. So somebody put your topic or subject in the chat real quick, and I'm going to ask you a question. You don't have to necessarily answer it here, but I would love to know the answer to the question. Real estate. Emily, you should know more about real estate than the general population, or at least the general population. Well, you get really, really good when you know more about the subject than your peers. HVAC, Billy, you need to know more about HVAC and how it works, not just how to fix it, but you need to know about systems, how it works, logistics, nonprofit, leadership. You need to know more about your topic, subject, than the general public. You get really, really good when you start to learn more than your peers that are in the space. It's going to be very challenging to find somebody that knows more about podcasting or who can hold a conversation longer. I don't even care if you're more successful in podcasting. It's going to be very difficult. I'm learning. But what I do understand is that there are people that know more than me, and I don't like that. So I'm constantly just studying the industry, the market, what's happening, who Bought who? What subject is like what podcast network is buying what network? I don't know. We need to make it a study. Your focus needs to be creating content. The more content you create, the more you learn. Got it so far? If you're with me, just say I'm with you. If you're with me, just say I'm with you. I just need to know what y'all with me. Y'all hanging on for a minute. I know I'm staying here for a minute, but I'm gonna get into the other two. It's gonna be very, very important. So you not only should you know more than the average person, you should for sure should be producing more than the average person around the topic that you discuss. Also, you should be producing more than your peers. There's some of my peers in the podcast space that's producing more than me, and I don't like it. I don't like it. There's some people in the entrepreneurship space that's producing more than me, and I don't like it. They don't. But there are some people that are producing more than you in your space, and you don't not like it, which is a big problem. It should burn you up. You should be upset. Like, oh my gosh, they are killing me. Now, I'm not talking about comparison because you have to run your own journey. You have to run your own race, but you should be inspired in some way. Okay, I need to step my game up. It's time for me to step my game up. Also, staying focused on the messaging of the content. Let's just not go all over the place, okay? Let's stay focused on the messaging of the content, and you want to become synonymous with it. When someone thinks of me, I would ideally want them to think of podcasting or the morning meetup, which are my focuses for the year, right? Growing my podcast, morning meetup. I'm going to join a mastermind, I believe, today. And I told him, like, these are my focuses. I need to grow there. Listen, we got a million, it varies between 900,000 and a million downloads a month on our podcast. But I don't know how I'm going to get to 10 million a month. We're between 900,000 and a million a month now. I don't know how I'm going to get to 10 million. So I need to join a mastermind and pay a bunch of money so somebody can give me a different perspective on how to grow. 1,000 people in a morning meetup. We got to get to 10,000. I do have some strategy that we're implementing. We've been working on it for the last month or so. So I have a pretty clear strategy on how we're going to do that. But I want to hear as many perspectives as possible, okay? Because I want to be synonymous with some stuff, okay? When people think of you, they should know what you do. One of my friends, he was like, hey, man, I need to get on in the morning. I need to get on the podcast. It's my guy, too. I need to get on the podcast. And he's like, yo, I got a dope story, man. I'm like, great. That's what's up. And he looked at me. He said, yeah, you don't know what I do you? And I said, no, actually. I'm not 100% sure how you make money. I have like some sort of idea, but I'm not 100% sure. And he got mad at me. He said, how you don't know what I do, man? That's the question I have for you. How don't I know what you do? You're not synonymous with the thing. I just don't want to, I don't want your audience have any confusion about what it is that you do. You need to be synonymous with it. If you are a coach, you probably need to put coach in your bio. You need to change your name on social media to coach so-and-so. I don't know. We need to create a whole bunch of content where you're coaching people. I know you're a coach, but I've never seen you coach anybody. Okay. All right. So focus, content. We have to lock in on content creation. How many people that's going to be your focus? That's going to be your focus this year. Creating more content and becoming synonymous with the thing. Say, that's me. Throw it in the chat. That's me. I'm focused. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. Okay. So one focus for 2023 is content. The next focus is community. It's a really, really good idea to work on bringing people together around your subject matter. It's a really, really good idea to work on bringing people together around your subject matter. It's like two parts too. It's like masterminds, like your peers. Whatever it is that you do, if you are an author, you need to be the person that's bringing the authors together. We got to build community. Now, and I'm not even just saying your peers, your customers. Bring your customers together for events. Focus in the spirit of community. I'm coming out to LA. If you are in the morning meetup, you can come to breakfast for free. I know, and I think it's probably 94% black people in this group, and hate to be racist, but I know my people, and I know if I give you free food, you're going to pull up. I don't know. I don't know if that's every culture, but I know us is, you bringing us out, better be some food there. Maybe that's every culture. I don't know. But I know we're going to have breakfast together. I could say, hey, pull up, we're going to link up. A couple of people will come. If I say I'm paying for breakfast, and I chose breakfast specifically because lunch can get hairy, dinner gets nasty. People start ordering drinks and stuff. My point is, focus on community. Listen, more events this year. I ain't doing a whole lot of events last year, but I'm about to hoe out that content creation studio that I got. The Creators Clubhouse in Atlanta, the one we just built, I'm about to hoe that joint out. It's about to be crazy. I'm every chance I get, we just going to do an event. I'm focused on at least once a month. At least one event per month, bringing people together. Maybe it was the different. Okay, maybe that wasn't the best way to put it, but yes, it is. I'm not even focused on people booking the space for stuff. I'm going to bring people together. Because why? We're focused on community. Guess what? When we bring the community together, we create more content. And everybody that's there is going to put something on their social media and they can say, whoa, this guy brought it together. Or in your case, this young lady brought it together. She's the GOAT. People will never forget these events that you put together. They won't forget. Listen, I know how important it is, right? So I had this idea to put together this podcast Q&A. I call my man Johnny Finesser. I call Jay Hill. And I'm like, yo, let's do this event. But here's how I want you to position it. I want you to position it to your audience as if it's your podcast Q&A event. Because they're going to have an amazing experience. And if they see it through you that you are putting on an event, it starts to build culture around your community. You start bringing community. And people from other states will say, yo, can you bring it here? Can you bring it here? I told them it's not about me. I didn't promote it much because I wanted those guys, because they're like killing it in their space. Yo, tell your audience you're doing an event. I ain't got the ego like that. I just want to make sure that they understand the importance of bringing people together. Because I get it. Listen, yesterday I put out that we're going to be doing an event. We're going to bring back the Social Proof 7. And we didn't even lock down a date, but I put the date on social media. Now, why would I do that? Why would I put out that I'm doing something on the 26th or 29th or whatever day I said? Why would I put it out there if I'm not sure that's going to be the date? Anybody know? Anybody know? To hold me accountable. Now I got to do it. You already expected it. It's going to push me. If I didn't tell nobody, we might push it to January. Here's what's crazy. I had this genius idea, and because I couldn't pick, we're doing like Real Entrepreneurs of Atlanta, and there's so many Atlanta entrepreneurs that are responsible for the culture that has been built in the city, and there's a bunch of people that I don't know. But how do I just have 7? So me plus 6. How do I pick 6? And I had this genius idea. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, but I'm thinking, we just do 3 sessions. We do on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday and sell tickets to all of them. And then I get 6, 12, 18 people involved in an event that are all going to blast out on social media, and I become the man. Dang, Dave always doing an event. He's always bringing people together. Why? Because I'm focused on community. I'm asking you to like start thinking. How can you start bringing people together? It doesn't have to be 50. It doesn't have to be 100. It can be you bringing 3 people together, 4 people together on a consistent basis. The person who brings people together is responsible for whatever happens at the gathering, and something always happens at the gathering. I'm going to say it one more time. The person who brings the people together is responsible for whatever happens at that gathering. And something always happens at a gathering, especially when positive people get together. You are responsible for that. And you start to slowly become the leader of this thing. The leader of the gathering becomes the leader of the space, period, especially if you keep doing it. My man Ramon Tukes does this event called Deal Makers, where he brings together all the wholesalers, like real estate wholesalers in Atlanta once a month. We come together and we all discuss what deals we have, what real estate deals, and then all the deals are made. Now, for someone that's getting into real estate, that's an event they have to go to, and they got to talk to Ramon because he knows what he's doing. He's the leader of the space. He brings the people together. There's deals happening there, and now people are feeding to get back, especially the ones that actually got a deal done. Think about this. Robert and Sheila Johnson, BET. What they did was they brought all this African-American content together in one house called BET, and BET became the leader of entertainment for decades. Am I lying? At least a decade, at least. They became the leader of it. You had to get on BET, you made it. Wow. Why? Because they brought everything together into one house. So they become the leader. Bring people together, you become the leader. In Living Color, Keenan Ivory Wayans brought people together. Most popular show for a time period. If you wanted to make it, you had to get on In Living Color. Keenan Ivory Wayans becomes the man. Why? Not because he's the most talented, because he's the person that brought the people together. Nick Cannon, if you are a comedian, where else do you go? What is the pinnacle of a social media influencer comedian? It is Wildin' Out. Why? Because Nick Cannon the funniest person? Is he the social media? Is he the most talented comedian? Of course not. But Nick is the man. Why? Because he brings the people together. You bring the people together, you become him. You become it. You become her. Big Tigger the Basement for a decade running it. Why? Because he brought all the people together. If you wanted to make it, you had to get on the basement. Keller Williams, bring all these real estate entrepreneurs together and then start bringing little offices together. All they did was bring Keller, whoever that is, brought people together. They own a space, the Shade Room. They brought all of black media into one space. Now, for an ad, I think it's like $4,000 or $5,000. Let me ask you a question. Would you rather go on Good Morning America or your like a news station exposure for your business, or would you rather the Shade Room post you organically? What you think? What would you rather have if you could pick one? A Shade Room. Isn't that interesting? Why? Because they brought all the black news together in one place. They don't even create their own content. They built a community. Okay, let me ask this question. What is the best part about the Shade Room? What is the best part about the Shade Room? Why do you come to the Shade Room? It's a resounding answer. It's the comment section. Golly, I'm not going to lie. I probably need to take a. I need to block them. It don't even be. It don't even be the content for me, bro. Oh my gosh. The best part about the shade room is the comment section. Those my friends. Now I don't be commenting, okay? Because I don't want nobody. I don't know why catch me in the shade room. You know what I mean? So I'll be commenting. I don't even follow them. I just go to their page every day. and if and if find something that I know like that is pure hilarity. But they built a community of people who feel comfortable saying whatever in the shade room, comments. But they brought people together. Listen, we just read Robert Kiyosaki, right? We're reading Rich Dad Poor Dad. If you are in the morning meetup, you should be reading Rich Dad Poor Dad. Really, really good book. If you're not in the morning meetup and you're watching this on Instagram, it's very important that you join the morning meetup and you read together with us. What was their big idea? What was their big idea? Throw it in the chat. We just read it. We just read it. What was their big idea? No, not the nickels. What was their big idea? Yes, yes, the comic books. They said, we're going to take these comic books, put them in one room, and then we are going to bring people together. Just give me 10 cents. You can read as much as you want in this little library. And the way they painted the picture, it was just so visual. I'm like, yo, this is dope. This reading this morning is supporting my point. They had an idea of just bringing people together. And they become super popular. Now, a fight did break out. But, you know, it's just business. But the idea was right. They said, we are going to build a community. Guess what? Let's say, for instance, these little boys who have this little book library, it starts to get too big. Guess what they have to do? They have to expand. If they shut that one down and get a bigger space, they're going to bring that community with them, even though the business location changes. Why am I saying this? Because if someone takes my Instagram, because we have a community, I can move people to the other location. We still got a community. I don't have a whole lot of time to get into this. Okay, last thing, conversion. Now, this is important. 3 focuses for 2023: content, community, and conversion. We have to convert. We have to make more sales from your content and your community. Okay? Making more sales from your content and your community. So we're going to create a whole lot of content, but we have to focus on which content converts people to loyal followers, what converts them to comments. So watch this. We might make a post and we get a couple comments. But if we're looking to optimize our content, we'll post the content and we'll ask a question, and the question gets more comments. The more activity we have on that post, the more activity we'll have on that post. The more activity you have on a piece of content, the more social media sends you, because it signals, oh, this is something that people are engaging with. So maybe the difference between converting people to like a follower or converting them to at least take an action on your page is a question mark. But also, you might have the community, and it's one thing to have a community, but you need to convert people. People talk to me all the time, and they think I'm going to be impressed with them because they have a Facebook group of 30,000 people. Oh, y'all got this Facebook group. I got 30,000 people. I got 50,000 people in it. How much money are you making? None? Oh, so you're not converting them. You're good at getting them in, but we got to convert them. Can we take them off of Facebook to a live event? I don't know. Okay. Guess what's going to happen? Guess what's going to happen? I'm going to go out to LA. I'm going to take all you guys to breakfast, spend a few $100s, and then we're going to leave. You guys are going to enjoy that experience. Now, when I do an event in LA, you're going to come out and buy a ticket. I know this. I know this about you. Am I lying? Am I right? If I treat you to breakfast and you have a good experience with me, we do like a little Q&A, we chop it up. you guys get to meet all the other people that's in LA. And y'all, if I come back to LA and I sell you a ticket to something, you're going to buy it. That's me converting you. Y'all don't feel bad about me saying that, right? This is the kind of stuff I'll say out loud to you all because I want you to think of how it applies to your business. This is conversion. I got to convert you to something, community. Y'all okay with that? Y'all okay with me converting y'all? Okay. How do you make more content that converts? Okay, we got to improve and be intentional on the conversion. We have to look at what's happening, okay? How do we like get people in our community convert into like true buyers or true believers, or we got to convert them into something? The conversion, actually, the definition is the process of changing or causing something to change from one form to another. We got to get people from just making a decision to be in the community, and I got to convert you to an active member of the community. Meaning, and I think we do a good job, right? How many people, like you were on for a while, but then you actually said something. You was in listen only mode for a while. You jump on a morning meetup every day, but you haven't said anything. And then eventually you muster up the courage to actually say something. And it feels good. You got to let everybody know what you do. You got one of your questions out every week, every Thursday when we do Q&A. You just, I want to raise my hand, but I just don't. Or you'll wait for 1,000 hands to go up, and then you raise your hand because you feel like, oh, well, maybe they won't get to my question, but I did raise my hand. But our objective is to get more people active. That's why in the very beginning, we do accountability. We want to hear what you're working on. We want to know what you're going to do today. We want to know what you did yesterday. And then directly after that, we have the book club, meaning you pick the book, like the book that we read, and do you share your point? That is our way of converting you from a listener. Because I could just get on here at 7:45 and speak until 9. But we're trying to convert people from just being in the community to an active member of the community so other people know who you are and you can connect with other people. And that's how we keep a community alive. We're looking to convert you. So I want you to focus on conversion. Don't feel bad. Create content. Focus on building a community around your content and then convert that community into something. You have to have something for them to do or something somewhere for them to go. Okay? This year, let's just learn sales and leadership in 2023, okay? Let's focus on learning sales and leadership. How do we sell through the things that we say through our content? And how do we lead people in a community? Okay. Listen, I absolutely love y'all. It is 8:59. Hopefully this was valuable for you. And hopefully I did not waste your time. Listen, tell a friend to join the morning meetup. If you're watching this and you're not in the morning meetup, just go to themorningmeetup.com and be a part of our community. And if you're in LA and you're watching this and you're not in the morning meetup, you might as well just join the morning meetup now because I'm going to buy you dinner tomorrow. Brad, let's get on the phone. Cynthia, let's get on the phone. Let's figure this thing out. I love you all. Make sure y'all read the book. Brad, we out of here.